Hey guys, it's your boy Pat. Welcome back to the next episode of the Hollow Down Cigar Lounge. We got a few friends chilling with us today. We'll start in the corner. Got Mr. Chad up here with us, one of the OGs. We have
How's
brought
everybody
in
doing?
Tony Rawlings back from Steel City Cigar and his buddy Joe down here. I'm gonna come full circle in a minute, but how you both doing, gents?
Good. How are you today?
Man, pretty good. So y'all are watching the show. We apologize. We had a little internet issue getting started, so y'all are here. Thanks for hanging out with the delay. We're still gonna have a good time and a good show. Uh,
Yeah.
but we are double dipping. I'm gonna get this out of the way, so I can start and join you guys. What we are smoking with you guys is Steel City Cigar by the name of Joe's Garage. And you might figure out real quick why Joe's on the show, but I'll let Tony explain that in a minute. But this is a 7x55 Salomon, technically, so we're going to get started because this is a pretty good long cigar right here. So
Yes, it
Tony and Joe
is.
already got started, as you can see.
they got started. I
Uh,
had to run my mouth first, so ain't
I'm,
nothing.
I'm a relight up.
So, Tony, since I have the honor of having you on the show, can you do what we normally do? Can you tell us what details you want the world to know about Joe's Garage Cigar? What's in it? What's the inspiration? And why on earth is Joe sitting beside you while we smoke this cigar?
so, so Joe is one of my best friends, man. He's actually his building he has is actually one of my warehouses that holds the Steel City line in there. So he's a real good friend of mine, and I just wanted to do something special for him. He's always at my house. He's smoking different cigars. His palate is crazy with whiskey, cigars. I mean, this guy knows his stuff. So I wanted to come up with a real good special cigar for him.
Okay.
And he's a mechanic, by the way, also. So that's why you get Joe's Garage.
Hey, that's my other job. So I'm a I might be law enforcement, but I'm still a mechanic too. So
There you go. Yeah. So what you're smoking is a San Andreas wrapper, Habano binder. You got Carrillo 99. I mean 98 in it. HVA, Jalapa, and a couple other things in there.
okay, I know
Like
I
I
like
said, and a couple other things
and a couple other things.
that
Can't
I'm
give
not
away
going to
all.
tell you about.
You know me. I'll give just enough.
Right, right.
Hey, I like how you do things because you give people the information without giving them the recipe, but at the same time, you got some companies that are just like Nicaraguan,
Yeah, yeah.
so and that's cool. That's your purview. It still gives us an idea of what you're doing, where you're coming from, but
You know,
we have just a little bit of insight.
I started off, doing that, disclosing all my leaves and everything. But I found out like certain people want to smoke the cigar but don't like a certain leaf. So, why start the cigar bag with them?
That's fair.
Yeah, or they have a preconceived notion that they don't like that tobacco,
Right.
but really that's not. There's so many different strains of each type of tobacco that just because it is Condega doesn't mean you're not going to love it, right? Or
Right.
Right.
there's variations of that on the plant that tastes different, right? Like
Yep.
Mhm.
where you go up and down, and
Correct.
so I see your point in that,
What's up,
taking away
Justin?
preconceived notions.
Yeah. Justin's been answering. He's like, "Hey, is this live?" He's been waiting to watch. Couldn't join us this time, but he's definitely participating in the show. And the Steel City's in the building.
That's right.
Uh, Chad, before we get too derailed, and I understand, like I just lit this thing, right? Honest, Tony, don't answer yet because I want to. There's something like on my tongue that I'm trying to figure out, and that it's very quickly. It's almost like sweet but not sweet. There's like this little cedarish tingle, but it's like a little. I can't. Are you getting any of that? Because I can't quite put my finger on what the hell
Absolutely.
it is.
Well, I know that since I've lit this cigar, I haven't blown hardly any smoke out my mouth. It's all gone out my nose, which is very rare uh, at light up of any cigar. But
For you to do it that quickly.
yeah, this thing is just an amazing retro. Like it's like butter.
Hey, I like that.
Pushing
is.
the whole thing out my nose. Like
Yeah.
I'm barely pushing any smoke out my mouth.
That's gonna be the new name of my new cigar. It's like butter.
Like butter.
Mm. I don't even need my mouth to smoke this thing.
Yeah.
And I've gone back and forth. And what's up, Eldon? Welcome to the show, brother, man.
Hey, Eldon. I talked to Eldon earlier today.
Eldon's a good dude, man.
Yeah.
He is. He's good people.
Thanks for the review on my cigar too.
Oh yeah, he did. I saw him put that on there too.
Yeah.
Hey, people love that thing. But it's I'm probably the least retroing out of the OGs here, and I've already retroed a few times, and I usually only retro a few times the entire cigar. You know.
So right out of the gate, I'm a little shocked because I was, it's a big cigar. You're expecting big and bold, but it's delicate. Like right out of the gate, it's a delicate cigar, and I love it.
What?
I,
Can you pull any of that flavor out? Because it's bothering me that it's like sitting there, but I can't.
I haven't really been concentrating on flavor. I've enjoyed the retro so much and just
That's fair.
like bathing my nose in the smoke.
Joe will tell you. Joe can tell you everything that he's getting. I mean,
It's like you said, semi-sweet, not super sweet.
Yep.
Little bit of cedar. Almost, if you can imagine tasting honeysuckles as a kid.
Yeah.
Kind of florally sweet. It's florally. I've
Yeah.
always got the floral. I get floral out of a lot of Tony cigars.
Yeah,
It's
I
one
do
of the-
too.
one of the
That's one of
brands
the
that
things I like about Tony cigars.
Yeah.
That,
Yep.
what's up? Welcome to the show as well, my man. And that might be why, because that was what got me and Justin first hooked on Steel City before we realized who Tony was the Texas Cigar Roadshow, and it was that little honey-esque note that got us intrigued.
yeah.
Mhm.
So
That's
it's
on which cigar is that? That's David's cigar, Skelton's,
yeah,
right?
that
Yeah.
was Skeleton Cigar. Which what's up, Dale Hively? What's up, my man? Him and his wife run one of the mobile cigar lounges.
Oh yeah, yeah. Simple Man Cigars, right?
Yep. If I'm remembering it correctly, Dale, if we have butchered that name, please correct us. But yeah, I think that's the right one.
Okay, right?
And while we're doing hellos, Chad, you woke him up. David Skelton.
Oh,
Yeah.
What's going on here?
what's going on, David?
Like I said, what's Joe doing on there?
What's going on there? Dale said yes, sir. That was correct. So good job, Tony. We remembered correctly.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
I'm proud to be in their lounge.
I finally got to meet them at NFG this year, just randomly, just sitting in line behind each other. And he turns around and he goes, "Hey." But yeah, it was that TCR blend that Tony did. That was mine and Justin's first intro because Skelton gave it to us at NFG last year. It was like, hey, try this. And it was that honey note that we got that got us intrigued to kind of start going down the Steel City rabbit hole.
The sweetness on that one's a little more pronounced.
It is.
Yeah, it's almost like honey on that
Yeah,
cigar.
yeah.
It's killer. I like that smoke a lot. Yep.
Yeah, a lot of my cigars have that same taste.
Bell Ringer has some of that in it too that I really like too.
So that's actually one of the leaves that I don't disclose.
That's one of the
Yeah,
secret leaves.
That's fair. Can't give everything away.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Always good to know.
Yeah.
But yeah, how this cigar came out, he didn't even know I was making this for him. Just like David Skelton, the TCR.
Yeah.
It started out me because he had me on the show. It started off as me just listening to what he likes to smoke
Mm-hmm.
creating a blend and just giving it to him as a personal gift. So he started passing them out, and people started loving it. And then he's like, "Let's get into production." And
Yeah.
that's how it went.
I mean,
And I had an event at Latitude, and I had this unbanded, and I was passing it out, and he liked it very well. And that's what I was waiting for to see if which one he liked. And then it came up with Joe's Garage.
smart move.
Surprised it's a PCA last year with it.
Yep.
That's awesome, dude. It's man, I don't know. There's a lot of things, and I don't mean to put your head too big, Tony. But there's I've told you before. There's things that you do that I like that some people do, but most people don't. And it's kind of the way that your thought processes are behind the scenes and stuff like that. With you know, actually, thinking, paying attention to preferences and people's decisions and their thoughts, and coming up with something without even talking to them is just, I don't know. I just think it's kind of cool.
Yeah,
And,
man. You gotta listen. You gotta listen to people. I
Yeah.
mean, they're gonna smoke it, so you gotta create what they think in their mind.
Yeah, are you going to be at PCA this year, Tony?
I'll be there. Not a booth, but I'll be there.
Okay,
I'm
we'll
gonna have a
run
booth
into
next
you.
year.
Pat and I are both going to be there.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm gonna have a booth next year, and I'm probably gonna bring TCR with me, Texas Road Show, and
Okay.
we're gonna share a booth. And then I have another brand that I'm partnering up with that might share the booth with me also.
Nice.
Your original venture, right?
Well, it's all
Or
gonna be
no?
Steel City made. Yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha. I know. We'll be down there this year, so see if we can run into you with all the masses running around the place.
Yeah. Man, I don't know, Joe. What you pair with this?
Oh yeah, should ask that question, huh?
Yeah, this is good.
This is a Glen Farclas 17
Ooh,
sherry finish Space Out Highland Scotch.
okay.
The sweetness in it really complements the sweetness in the cigar. And
Uh,
I believe this cigar, anything that's got Dominican in it, really goes well with Scotch. A lot of bourbons tend to overpower it, but this one stands up. It'll stand up as a pretty big boy bourbon.
right.
Yeah.
I could see that. Just the essence we're getting so far. Are y'all, Tony? You pairing the same thing with them?
Yeah. Is this your first time smoking this?
Yes, on purpose.
You too,
Mine
Chad?
too. Yep.
Oh, okay.
I got one. I got a couple. Well, when we saw you at the last show, I got some, but I specifically didn't smoke it because I didn't want to smoke it
Yep.
before the show. So
I'm gonna tell you, out of all the cigars, right, that you guys smoked and rated, this one outsells them hands down.
Really?
it does. Well, it's got that sexy Vitola that people like too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But people are drawn to that because it's different. It's like, oh wow, that's so
Yeah,
that sells cigars in itself.
Specifically, these are the two that you sent us when we first started talking, and not that you told us to hold on to it, but me and Chad kind of talked. Justin didn't care. He was like, "I'm doing whatever y'all want." We were talking like, smoke these through, but we thought it'd be kind of cool to do first reviews on the show. However, we did it so that way it was just a pure, honest thought process, and it wasn't like a pre-trial run. Like let's just, as much as we want to smoke them, let's wait until we can do the shows and bring it out honestly. So,
I'm pairing mine with a Limonada 21.
Oh.
It's a limited edition.
I'm glad Joe said what he did, because I was going on aromas only, and if I can get behind the light, Deanston's Virgin Oak Scotch.
Oh, that's one I want to pick up. I just finished a bottle of 12,
Oh yeah,
and I love it. And I've heard the Virgin Oak's fantastic.
it is. So I learned about this one at well, we always call it Cigar Fest that CI does, but I know that's not the proper name. The Texas Spirit and Cigar Festival, I think, is what they actually call it. but they had, where they have cigars and then they have multiple spirits and tastings. And me and Justin both discovered that one at the CI in Fort Worth. I want to say a couple of years ago.
Okay.
So now it stays on the shelf. I like it a lot. But I was going off the aromas that this had, just pulling it out of the cellophane, and I was like, man, I feel like there's potentially something sweet there. So you know what, I went with the oak.
Yeah.
Scotch. So kind of a lucky guess there. And then
So have you had the 12-year, Kingston?
I have, but I have not had the 12 years since I've had the Virgin Oak.
Okay. You remember how it compares? Like the 12 years got just a ever so slight pepper note on it, which keeps it interesting. I'd imagine that being a little bit younger might be a little more peppery. Or no?
It's very possible. Okay. For doing comparisons, that could be
my next pickup. Then you push me over the edge.
Chad, you still retroing, huh?
No, man, I can't stop retroing this thing. I can't tell you the last time I smoked a cigar and blew more than half of it out my nose. Like I literally am smoking more than half this out my nose. So I love that about cigar. For me, a retro tells the whole story for me. So I'm loving it.
Yeah.
It's pretty delicate, and you wouldn't think it would be just by the look of it.
I enjoy a good retro, but the reason I don't is I went probably like 10 years before I ever understood what a retro was. Because, I've said on the show, I did not have the best cigar teacher when I started. So my proper knowledge was delayed. So by the time I was used, hearing about this stuff, like it wasn't something I did. So my instinct is still not to retro all the time. Chad has schooled me on that a lot. And this one is super smooth because some people like the extra spice in the retro. I don't, because I wasn't used to it. There is no harshness whatsoever on the retro. It is, not to steal Chad's word, but to kind of steal it.
It's butter.
It is butter.
Yeah. Man, I when y'all did the review on Mean Green, when we were at NFG, everybody was coming up to me about that Mean Green.
Dude, that Mean Green surprised me.
Yeah, me too.
So much because, and Tony, I've said this when you weren't in front of me, so I'm not just spitting shit here. I hate Candela cigars. I have 3 Candela cigars on my list that I will smoke by choice.
Yeah.
The Mean Green is one of the 3 because before that show, I only had 2.
Oh, okay.
Like, I like the smell of Candela cigars.
Yeah.
I do not like how they smoke. And yours is one of the 3 that I actually thoroughly enjoyed, Candela or not, that I have and will continue to smoke. So when I have a cigar that I'm, so just like some people hate Connecticut's, right? It's like you have your personal preferences. For somebody that does not like Candelas, and I have a Candela that I'm willing to go back to by choice, man, such a good cigar.
That San Andreas binder, Tony, on that
Mean
Green. Yeah, that's the part I think they put you over the hump with that one.
Yeah.
Adds a bunch of chocolate to the, I don't know, it's a strange mix, but I loved it.
And that Lajero in there.
So, Justin, I'm going to answer this because, and then I'll let Chad kick if there's any difference. So to me, I'm not getting any pepper on the retro. It's the flavor of the cedar and that, like, I don't want to use the word spice here because I don't want people to get the wrong in conception here, but it's spices and flavor, not as in intensity, not as in heat, but it's got that, like, that cedar wood tone flavor spice you get, but it's just super creamy, and that is all that's coming through the retro for me. There is no pepper at all.
I agree with that 100%. It's Justin, it's floral and wood, like that's it, and it's a nice light floral wood.
It is.
I haven't pushed this much smoke out my nose in a long time.
Mm. Well, we'll let this marinate for a little bit and see what it does.
You're in for a treat. I just hit a transition. It's pretty nice. I'll let y'all discover it before I say.
So, and you lit right before us, which means we're probably pretty close to it.
And
I think he's got about
I'm
10
a pretty
minutes.
fast smoker. I used to not be, but I've become a pretty fast smoker.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay.
I was about to say, all my cigars is going to give y'all a little something.
A surprise. Yep. They all have a surprise in them.
I mean, since you already mentioned it, the Grand Humo that you had for NFG, let's be real. A lot of people, there's some anomalies. Like, like when Eric Bay does stuff for Black Star, he super focuses his exclusives to not just be an annual project, right? He tries to, and you're the same way. But some people, unfortunately, and I'm going to be vague because I don't want to throw anybody down, but there's some people that's like, oh, it's an event. Here's some stuff I threw together. Let's sell it. And for you coming out and putting that NFG on step one was just Jesus Christ. Like,
man, I that's one thing about
everybody's right. You got to put that sucker out, man.
I'm real intentional with my blends. I have a certain taste that I want, and then I go full throttle, and I don't skimp or cut corners on it. So whatever Steel City cigar you get, it's going to be the best cigar that I've rolled. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? For that particular cigar, it's not going to be just something that I put together. And so what I'm gonna do with the NFG thing was so you got that one this year. I'm gonna come out with a different one next year, but I'm gonna put them together in a pack. Okay. And every time I'm in there, I'm gonna make one and probably sell it as a collector's item.
Ooh, okay. Mm-hmm. I can work with that.
Now, Tony, we talked a little bit about this at NFG. For all the people watching and don't know, we all saw Tony about 2 weeks ago. So
yeah, that's fair.
At a cigar event. But you have recently acquired a factory, so maybe you can talk a little bit about how that happened and what the whole how'd that all come about, and give us a little synopsis on what's going on.
So I was focused on wanting to be self-sufficient, not having to buy tobacco from here and there, keep my costs down, buying boxes from another company and getting everybody to roll my cigars and everything. So instead of me pushing Steel City out all fast in every lounge, I focused on concentrating a certain amount of money to buy a factory. I already had one in Dominican. Besides, me rolling with De Los Reyes, I had one, a small one in Dominican, and when I say small, I'm still rolling about 5,000 cigars a day out of that place. Okay. But I was mixing in both regions, so I wanted to get to Nicaragua to, solidify a space. And my roller there and my manager there, he is he's A1. I think I sent you some of his cigars, Jason Romero. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was there's a couple of those that I actually enjoyed pretty well.
Yeah, so what I did is he searched around for me that when for somebody that was willing to sell a factory, and it was Divine Leaf, and we just went in, focused on solidifying a space, growing tobacco and quality rolling, and we found that, and that's what I did.
That's awesome.
All right,
it gives you a little bit of creative freedom too, doesn't it? Because you're not on somebody else's schedule anymore.
No, yeah, that's that's one thing is if you working with a factory that has multiple brands.
Yep.
There's a waiting list.
You're in line essentially.
Right, depending on how sales are and everything. So there's a waiting list, and that I move fast. I do a lot of events. Like in a couple of weeks, I'll be at the NFL draft. They're requesting 500 to 700,000 people there, and I got a booth there.
Oh,
So
was that in Pittsburgh this year?
yeah,
Oh,
so
that's amazing for you.
right, Steel
Yeah.
City is Steel City, right?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
I know
Right.
he's got to suck it up. I know he hates that place. He'll just tolerate being there for the day.
So it's I in a position if I'm working with a factory that's not mine, me saying, hey, I need these cigars rolled by this time because this event is here, and that's a lot to ask. When they're going for other blends. So I work for myself, I roll for myself, and I blend for other people and roll for like TCR. I don't know if you've been to Latitude Cigar Lounge. I roll their house stick, which is very good. I got some.
I
other
have
people.
not been there since you told me that, so I haven't had it. But
Man, you got to try
next
that.
time I'm over that way, I might have to stop by so I can grab one.
Yeah, and I mean, and they went in the same way. I say it's a house stick because it's their lounge stick, but
Right.
I went in there just like I did TCR and Steel City. It was intentional how I made the cigar.
I wish, and it's probably not going to. I don't know if this is gonna. I've got enough light behind.
What are you trying to show?
There's the toothiness that's coming off on this ash, which
It's transferring to the ash. That's awesome.
yes, and that's always a really good sign of the quality of the oil's construction. And I'm gonna blow you up, Chad, and see because mine
I
just
think you can see.
too hard.
Nah,
Yeah, it's
Yeah, mine's is doing it also. I don't know.
my camera won't focus. That's a pretty tight shot.
see it a little bit. It's something that's real hard to pick up on video. Sometimes you need a really good macro camera just because you're talking like micro bubble dots here, but anytime I see that, it's signs of one, good construction, but also proper age and fermentation of the leaf itself.
Yeah,
So it shows that things were done well, and I don't want to. It's not always that it wasn't done too quick because different leaves need different times and everything. It just means that with what Tony's wanting to do on this cigar, that it was done appropriately. When it was being aged and when it was being produced, and all the steps along the way. So it's a good mark for me to spot that.
Ooh, did y'all get the change yet?
I've got some
We're getting close.
like. While y'all were talking, I kind of cocked my head a little bit. There's a little zing of something that's coming through. I know that's a really crappy adjective here because I'm working it out, but it's doing something as we speak.
It just adds
How
to
far-
say that. It's just going to add to what you've got.
Yeah, it's not.
Nothing goes away. It's just another
How
little.
far are you, Joe? Let me see where you're at. Okay. Yeah, you're just a little past me, I think. So I should be getting it.
Yeah, it's just an add-on. It's not. It's gonna like
Yeah,
change the
the other
total.
flavors, what you're saying, they're
Right.
still there. It's
It's really in the retro. It's really in the retro that you pick it up.
okay.
Tell me what you picking up, Joe, so they can find.
I feel like mine just got a little creamier.
Exactly. It's almost like a cashew. Cashews are creamy,
Okay.
a little bit nutty, real creamy.
But like to your point, I didn't lose the floral or the wood, but I feel like it got a little creamier like on the retro.
Yep.
Yeah, I really like this cigar, Tony.
Thank you.
It's I haven't had the pleasure of blowing this much smoke out my nose in a long time. I don't know how many times I can say this.
I'll take a picture of this before I lose this ash because I've almost hit my microphone twice already, but I was trying to let it go.
Most cigars, when I'm smoking them, I love to retro, but I have to dial how much I can retro on every cigar based on how strong it is, right? It's
Right.
pretty normal for most people. Like you're smoking a stronger cigar, you don't go right after the the horns on the bull. You
Yeah,
kind
you're
of
not gonna retro the barrel.
you ease your way into it. Yeah, I do, but it's 10%.
Yeah, right.
It's not 60%. Like this one, I can be mindless about it and blow the whole thing out my nose, which is almost unheard of.
So I may have just spoke too soon because the last couple of puffs, so it's probably about to hit. I'm not yet gonna say that I completely get the cashew nuttiness, but I'm starting to get more creaminess. So that zing showed up, and that must have been just where the leaf change was, because the zing showed up, and now that zing's pulling away and it's changing. So I probably just started mentioning it a couple two puffs too early.
Yeah, more cashew like because it's creamy and slightly nutty. I wouldn't say
Right.
People that are like, how y'all get all those notes? It's more just as you guys know, it's just a recollection of something you've had to try to.
Yeah, I think that's a good analogy, Joe. I feel like when you said that made sense to me, for sure.
And it makes sense because I had a conversation like a few days ago. I'm gonna go ahead and ash this before I knock it all over everything. But I had a conversation the other day with a friend that has not been smoking very long, but watches the Justin, unless we're you and you love to retro hellfire.
I'm with him. That's me right there.
Well, you like that, Joe?
I do. Believe it or not.
Oh.
Man. I like the spice and the flavor. I just can't do it on the retro. Like I have to, if I feel it, I'll do like a little micro retro and I'm out. But
yeah, I'll do one or two.
But yeah, I was talking to a friend the other day. Somebody, newer to cigars, watches our show when they can, and they were asking I just don't understand the correlation to the flavors. And when y'all saying you picking this up and I'm trying, and I was like, well, it's not. It's like. So I use the chocolate and coffee reference, right? Because it's some of the easiest stuff. And I was like, it's not like I'm saying you're eating into a Hershey's dark chocolate bar when we say it's dark cocoa. It's it's not what we're doing.
Right.
It's something hits your tongue or your senses that makes you remember what it tasted like eating that chocolate bar earlier.
Yeah. There's a big difference between notes and flavor.
Right. Yeah. It's it's like a lot of times you'll see people reference flavor because it's easy conversation, but it's not that we actually mean that you're chewing into a coffee bean. It's the essence of, that description. And I think it was Chad. I think it was you when you were explaining to Justin or Ryan when we talk about cocoa and you were trying to explain, well, we say cocoa versus chocolate because it's a little bit powdery. And you're like, it reminds me of eating the Nesquik dry powder as a kid.
Right.
It's like, so
smell I remember opening the can and smelling it.
Right. Yeah.
And then that's that flavor I get in my retro from when I say.
I never tasted it as a kid and realized that was the worst mistake ever.
Right.
Oh, you're talking about the baking cocoa? Yeah, that too. That's the same thing.
It tastes like it.
Yeah, it tastes like shit. That or my mom would have the little. My mom would have the little the solid pieces of baking cocoa. We'd sneak them, and we're like, "Oh God!" You sneak off to your room and eat it, and then decide it was a terrible idea.
Yep.
What you about to say, Pat? You was about to say something.
Oh no, I was just agreeing with Joe. It's one of those things. How do you taste that and then try to figure out how does this turn into something so good and it tastes like this?
Yeah.
It's the 5 pounds of sugar they put in behind it.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah.
Well, people talk about grassy notes. I don't know how many of us have actually tasted grass, but we all know what fresh cut grass smells like.
Right. Correct.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You have that smell. Oh, right there. Tastes like grass cuttings.
He threw that up when we were talking about the candelas, and I just forgot to bring it up. So,
Gilly.
Yeah, Gilly. Not trying to look out, Gil. I just forgot to click the button.
Yeah, Tony, you met Gil. He was at NFG with us.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, Gil's my buddy. He's from Louisiana too.
Oh, okay. So he'll be at PCA?
He will be, yep.
Cool.
Yep, yeah.
Yeah, that's damn near home territory for him. It's pretty dang close.
Hey, was that guy that won the auction humidor, was he with y'all?
No, he wasn't. He was just sitting right behind us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that guy was crazy.
Man.
What you guys raised $1,200, which was the great thing for Cigars for Warriors for that little humidor. That was an amazing,
Yep.
amazing thing that those guys did because they knew what they were doing. They were just giving their money away to Cigars for Warriors,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
which is awesome. And then
God,
Tony stepped up and gave them 2 boxes of cigars, which was really cool.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Man, I
I mean,
I couldn't let him take a Steel City humidor without these Steel City cigars in it.
Yeah, man, you gave him 46. He had to have been happy about that.
and we all thought, I mean, like you said, if y'all haven't gone at the end of the NFG, Cigars for Warriors is one of the sponsors, and that there's a couple people will bring in some things to auction off, and we all know that wasn't a $1,200 humidor, but it's the excuse. It's the excuse to have a reason to auction off something, knowing that every bit of profit behind that is going down to Cigars for Warriors for their purposes, right? It's like last year, we told the story just for an example. Last year, one of the vendors sat and broke a chair, so they went and had every vendor sign it and auctioned off the broken chair with signatures for several $100s. It's just an excuse, right? But it's to have to watch that happen. We all expected that humidor is going to auction for $300-400, right?
Right.
That's what we all thought.
Man, it went up there quick.
It just, I mean, it went from 200 to 800 in a matter of seconds, and then it just kept creeping.
And I'm going to 12, didn't it?
I think it ended at 12.
Yeah, 1250. I was like, wow.
Pat, check your gains again. Yeah, that was crazy, and what a great cause. I always try to I dropped off a couple packs, and threw some money in the. Every time I see Cigars for Warriors, I am not gonna not stop and give them something because
right.
you won't. There's not a better charity out there. Those guys are doing great work, and our servicemen and women deserve that break, in my opinion. And I never served, and I thank everyone who does.
Yes, me too.
Can't say enough good about our servicemen and women. So
Yeah,
if you're out there and you can give to Cigars for Warriors, we do a drive twice a year. Pat's going to tell you about it right now.
Yeah, I'll tell about it anytime I can. So we explain this since if you don't know, I'll pretend that you don't know. You may not, depending on who's watching. But Cigars for Warriors does their whole benefit is they take donations of cigars and cash to support sending cigars to deployed troops who may not have access to them, to give them a little bit of stress relief, relaxation, and enjoyment, something that often goes overlooked. A lot of retailers across the country will take physical donations. Since we are an online venture, what we do is we sponsor 2 drives a year, once in the winter in December and January, and then again in the summer in June and July. And for that 8-week period, people will send us cigars and or cash, depending on what it is you want to donate. And at the end of that drive, we take a massive box and ship it to Florida for Cigars for Warriors to distribute. And as a fun little thing we do, we usually have somebody that will step up and sponsor and give us some little kickback. So we put everybody into a drawing for fun. Tony did it with Still Sitting previously. Gave us some things to raffle off for people.
Tony sponsored our last one, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, I did. That's right. I forgot about that.
That's right. We did.
So it makes it fun, and but the purpose is we find a way to gather these cigars to send off for the troops. So our next one will start June 1st. So if you're not a member of our Facebook group, go find us and join so you can catch up on that as well. But it's probably one of the favorite things that we do as a family group on the channel.
Yeah. This is a great channel, man. I appreciate y'all. A lot of people recognize me from this channel.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I had, in fact, that is how I met Dell and his wife.
Oh, okay.
We were in line, and who was it? We were in line, kind of going around the tent at NFG, right? And we were both talking to Jamon at for Definition.
Yeah.
And
that's a great dude too.
Yeah. I love Jamon. He's a real good dude.
Like the best smile I've ever met in a dude. It's contagious.
He's a good guy.
I'm trying to bring Jamon over to Steel City. Come on, Jamon, get some ownership. Let me roll your cigar. You get some ownership of the factory.
Yeah. But I was just waiting, and there was a couple in front of me, and I recognized the face, and to me, I'm just like, oh, it's probably just seen him at events before, and they turned around to apologize for talking too long, and I'm just like, man, this is an event. You're going to talk. I'm going to talk. So I'm just sitting here waiting. And she turned around and they're like, hey, excuse me. Oh, hey, we know who you are. And I was like, hey.
Yeah.
And so we started talking, and his wife told me specifically, like, we have to thank y'all for the review for the Texas Cigar Roadshow, because people have come and bought it saying that they saw the review online and wanted to buy it because of how y'all talked about it. And I was like, that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
Oh, do they own the shop? Oh, they're the ones that own the mobile
Yeah.
Simple man.
mobile cigar lounge. Yeah,
Yep.
okay. You told me that story. Cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
And now they're carrying Steel City there too. So
Yeah,
awesome.
there's Dale right there.
Thanks,
Yep.
Dale.
Yeah, it's and they have since joined the Hollow Down group with us on Facebook, so they're in our family now too. And
They're a great couple, man. I like them. I met them at a McAuliffe event,
yeah, okay,
and great couple.
Dr. Pallet said that's what's up.
that's what's up. It's
Ryan, how you doing, brother? Miss you.
yeah, Ryan. We've had some scheduling issues with when we were available to record, when Ryan was not available to record. So y'all haven't seen him on the show. We haven't forgot about him. We just
Wasn't Ryan on the last show?
yeah, we had him on a show recently. We were able to sneak him in. Which that was the oh yeah, because he did the Mean Green with us. That's right.
He did the Mean Green, right?
Him and Chad did the Mean Green. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So the last show he did with us was the Steel City show.
I think y'all did everything but Ulysses.
Haven't done Ulysses yet for sure.
Haven't
I
done
would remember
Ulysses.
that.
Now that is a cigar.
Let's see. We have not. Let's see. Oh, so out of my terminology here, out of your second line here, we did
Creme de la creme.
We did Creme de la Creme. We did Mean Green. We
Down Joe's.
had the Joe's. So we had the Ulysses left. And
Did
then
Bell Ringer?
Yeah, we did Bell Ringer.
technically.
Yeah, technically, right.
Oh
we're
yeah, I forgot.
Yeah,
That never got put
Internet
up, did it?
issues, right?
Yeah, that's the show that internet died on us. So
And that was a good show too.
it was. We posted the review, but the show apparently did not record. And but once we do this, we're gonna go back and me, Chad, and Justin, and see if we can get Ryan on. We'll go back and do the Yinzer and the Hill District formally on the show.
Yeah. When you smoke the Ulysses, that thing changes so much.
Which one is the Ulysses?
That's
it's
the
a Lonsdale.
Lonsdale, the long. So, Chad, you ended up, I think it's you. You got a surprise. So you got one of the prototype, because your band is slightly different. Tony
Right.
in one
So
of
is it one of the new cigars then? Ulysses is one of the new release. I have that
Yep.
bag, so
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
it's the one that doesn't. It's out of the ones that doesn't have the black and yellow.
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, out of the new releases, that should be the
That'll be the last one.
last one out of the new release. So it should be the only one left that doesn't have the black and yellow banding on it.
So I'm really hoping that like next year, Tony, you're gonna take like twice as much stock to NFG because you sold out in like 30 minutes.
Man, I tried to. I brought twice as much stock. I tried to get him to buy more,
I told Pat that,
but it was so much going on. I understood it though.
Yeah, it was definitely a rough year for the event, and we almost had to cancel it, if nothing else, just due to city logistics and construction. So I'm glad we were able to stomach through and not have to.
Man, I sold out so quick; it was ridiculous.
And what's crazy thinking about that is you sold out, and just the understanding, there was a lot of people. Let me word this appropriately. amount of people that came to the show is not the normal amount of people because of the construction. A lot of people just chose not to deal with it. So
There
smaller
was 100 less people or so, you thought, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
something like that, and you still sold out because, I mean,
David sold out too.
Right.
yeah.
I think your positioning in the tent helped you tremendously. And I'm
Oh,
not even gonna lie. Like being right on the corner,
Yeah.
like everybody had to stop and talk to you on the way into the tent. Because the way
Right.
they had the table set up, there was only an in and an out. So John from Warfighter got the good table, and
Yeah.
you got the good table on the other side.
On the end.
yep.
That's what I told her. I said, Don, I want to be in that position every year.
Yeah, that's beautiful because people have to walk by you because all the other tables were across the middle. You can't just go into the middle of the
Yeah.
tent, right? You had to go by Tony or by John.
And I'm sure I did it, so I'm sure it happened for other people. I went up to, but once I got done with the rounds, I went up and talked to Tony personally like 3 or 4 times. Me and Madison went and talked to him once, but every time I went to talk to him, because we're on that corner, people were like, "Oh, they're talking. Let's go be interested." And
Yeah.
people, so
Uh-huh.
I'm sure that happened multiple times with other people. You see somebody talking because it's not just on the corner of the intro to the tent, because that's a big thing. But visually speaking, where everybody was sitting over here, there was only like 4 or 5 people you could see from where you were sitting down. So what do
Right.
people do when you see people crowding up? Hey, let's go see what's happening.
But as soon as you walk in, I'm right at the end, so you see me. You don't see the first
Mhm.
table because it's behind the tent.
Yeah, you see you first, and then yeah.
Right.
Well, and you did a good job of standing out. Lots of people stay behind their tables. You were out front of your table on the end of your like
I can't
trying
sit.
to socialize, right? Like
Yep.
making sure you said hi to everybody.
Yeah, I can't sit down when I'm in that mode. I don't sit down.
No, but
Mm.
people appreciate you being cordial and inviting, right? That's part of you have a great personality in that way.
I
So
appreciate that. How'd you guys like the setup?
You're and before I answer, Chad, you're piggybacking off of what I just threw up. Ryan said, he goes, "Well, that makes sales when you're approachable." So
that's right. Yes,
Thanks,
that's right.
Ryan. Yeah.
yeah,
How do we like what, Tony? I didn't hear that.
How'd you like the setup with the description cards and all that?
I like that a lot. You're, as far as this type of thing, you're only the second person that, as a Hollow Down group, we have dealt with that has done that.
Yeah,
And the other one was Fortaleza Libre.
Fortaleza. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it makes such a huge difference because, yes, you have the world of Google and you can go Google it. But if you're at an event like that, you don't want to have to stop what you're doing to go look it up, right?
Right.
And
Right.
it's really convenient. So if you don't know, and especially somebody that doesn't know who you are yet and hasn't had them, you're like, here's the info right here, right in front of you. It gives you a visual,
Right.
thing to look at. I thought it was, and Dell's agreeing, I thought it was fantastic.
Thank you.
Yeah, me too.
The reason why I did it was because most of the times that table gets crowded, and I'm talking to one person, and another person was, trying to see what they want to smoke, so they can just read it right then, and then when I finish with the other person talking, I can, pretty much it's easier to sell.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I think it's a great sales tool, and I think it was a good move on your part. And I don't know what the cost of that is, but it has to be. There's a cost associated with it, right? So that's why a lot of people don't do it.
Yeah.
So kudos to you for taking that extra step and spending that extra whatever to make that happen.
And American Savage down there, that's Justin. Sometimes it doesn't show his name. Says the setup was great, Tony. Loved all the info on the blends. People love to nerd out about this stuff. And Ryan helps them pull out flavors, which is
there you go.
Sure.
Thanks, Ryan.
Oh, we got one other shout out here. Bolt's here. Sorry for arriving late. Y'all rock. We'll be watching the replay after watching from here. What's up, dude? Yeah, to just kind of summarize that, I think it's a great idea. We've talked about it before, and it's one of those things when you have I'll use the exaggerated comparison here. When you have a legacy brand, somebody that people have known for decades, you're the the third grandchild running the company. People know who you are, right?
Right.
When as good as you are, biased or unbiased, it doesn't matter. Obviously, I'm a little biased at this point because I like all your stuff. But
Thank you.
if is even as good as you are, in my opinion, as far as time in the cigar world, it's a newer brand. So there's going to be people that are learning about you, don't know you exist, find you by accident, hear about you from a friend, whatever the case is. So for those people coming to events like that, whether they're coming to you or you're going to an event, and you can give them something to, one, read, and two, remember, and it's a good connection point too. Even if that ends up on top of their kitchen cabinet when they get home, they come back later and you got something floating around,
Right.
or just chunk it in the trash after they've taken a picture of it. Whatever the case is, it's good to kind of put that out there, and it helps make that connection too.
Yeah.
It's a little thing, but I think it makes a bigger impact, which is why I keep talking about it. I think it makes a bigger impact than some people realize that it does.
I just hit something different too. Right.
Speaking of, before I get off the cards, Dale said he's still waiting for some cards.
Yeah, I got you. I actually I didn't pick them up today. I was supposed to. I got you.
They're in the mail, Dale.
They're
They're in
coming.
the mail with the check.
So what's y'all consensus on Joe's garage?
Man,
I love it.
yeah, it's a good time to come back and talk about it. We've smoked down a little bit. I'm going to go with construction first, because the construction is, I mean, as has been with the way that you are being picky on your quality control of these things, the construction is great. Burn has been fantastic. I've shown you all a couple times. I've been ashing it to prevent hitting my microphone right here, but the flavors are very consistent. The first notes that we talked about, that the cedar, the floral note, that is stayed. That sweet honey s kind of popping in and out. I've definitely, the farther I've gotten past that transition point, the creamy has become a little bit stronger. It's kind of doing that roller coaster effect coming in.
The creamy's dropped off for me now. It's back to more of
It's
the original flavors.
it's tapering for me right now, but it hasn't completely backed off yet, so I can feel it kind of starting to go. I'm a big fan. It's not one that is over intense. It's not your spiciest by means. It's not your strongest punch you in the face like Justin likes. It's very smooth. It's elegant in profile, and I use elegant when things blend together without contradicting each other.
Fighting one another.
Fighting each
Yep.
other. You got some cigar that's, you're getting pepper and you're getting sweetness, and they don't blend. It's just like back and forth on the tongue. It's not doing that. It's literally just blending together very well. So I enjoy it a lot, actually.
Good.
Elegant's a great descriptor. I think the Salamon's an elegant Vitola.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're right. And I think that for everybody out there who wants to know how long it would take to smoke this, we're an hour deep into this thing, and
We're
here we
halfway.
are. So,
So Joe,
so I
with
think you could get a good 2 hours out of it, probably.
Joe, I'm gonna put you up with you, self-proclaiming smoking faster. Where are you at? Are you still? Have you gotten? Yeah, so he's still.
I'm not talking much either, so
Yeah.
I'm smoking a little more. I'm just enjoying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and just to be fair, so everybody knows, Joe lit up probably 10 minutes before us when we were getting set up. So he's got about a 10-minute head start on me. So I think he and I probably smoke about the same, because in 10 minutes I'll be about right there.
Yeah, and he's still got
So.
that amount going, so it's definitely
And it hadn't heated up, not one bit.
You can sit back and enjoy. It's not going to be a quick and bounce smoke.
I think it starts to get a little bit darker in flavor. Like some of the flavors intensify a bit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As that creamy meat coming off the roller coaster, as the creaminess is kind of dialing down, it's starting to. I want to say bold, but it's still not getting harsh at all. But they're just, those flavors are just compounding together.
Maybe like a molasses consistency and sweetness.
That's exactly what has been in the back of my head the last few minutes.
Just a little bit darker on the sweetness as far as
Yep.
the profile. Rather than being like a light florally honey, it's maybe cooked a little bit. Molasses.
Yep. That's a perfect example.
Yeah, that's a note that I refer to a lot, actually.
He's actually one of the people that when I blend something new, I run it past him before I even put it out there.
Like Matt,
give it
we get blends
once
all
over.
Yep.
So how often are you testing blends for Tony then, Joe?
He goes through phases. He'll be when he hits one of the factories, whether it be the Dominican or Nicaragua, he comes back and he's always got, usually he's got at least 5. Sometimes he's got a bundle. We'll smoke them fresh. We'll let them sit. We'll revisit them a couple of times. There's a couple other guys at the lounge that will get some input.
Yeah, that's fun.
It's quite a bit. I mean, I could probably not buy that many cigars and just smoke the test blends and be good for a while.
I have
That's a good problem.
Yeah.
I have something like 60 blends that are just aging that I haven't, done nothing with. And then, but when I go to the factories, I blend. It's just in me to just go blend some more.
Right.
So you have a whole bunch of projects that are basically done that are not brought to full fruition yet. Then.
Yeah, my mindset was to come out with one cigar every year. You got to stay relevant, stay active.
Mm-hmm.
See, like the new blends, the all 4 blends, those weren't supposed to come out. I passed them out to my friends, and they're like, "Yeah, you got to put this in production." And I was like, "Oh man," because they were. I was only supposed to have 5 blends right now. That's it.
We talked about this with I think it was Shahan that mentioned it beforehand that your best critics, and he was going from a different perspective. Your best critics are your friends because they're going to be the ones, your real friends, not your business.
Yeah, they're going to tell you what's good and what's not.
Right. So just as if I would like you would prefer if we told you you're testing out something like, dude, don't put this to market, don't waste your time.
Correct.
That is just as much importance as telling you, hey, this cigar that you don't want to push out, you need to push it out because it's
That's right. If the consensus doesn't like it, there's no point in putting it in production.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Waste of time and money.
Exactly.
Yeah, and to your point, the masses have to like it because everybody's odd and has their own little thing, and just because one guy likes it, 9 might hate it.
Yeah,
right.
You got to find the one that 9 like and 1 hates.
If it turns out like I'm blending this cigar and I like it, but nobody else does,
right.
I'll just Tony I'll just buy 400 of them from Tony. Say, hey, don't put those out. Just make them for me, and I'll smoke them. But it wouldn't do any good to put it out if everybody else doesn't like it.
Correct.
What were you saying there, Joe?
I mean, I told him before, it's not my jam, but you can see the construction and the quality, and you can pick up the flavors. Just maybe not be my flavor.
Right. Yeah, and I have a lot of cigars. For me, like I tend to be more medium profile, medium body. That stronger stuff, I'll smoke it, and it's okay. But to your point, like, if you gave me one of those, I'd be like, not my favorite.
Yeah.
But
I smoke all over the spectrum.
I do too.
Coming around, I'll smoke a little bit lighter stuff. Being outside in the heat, barbecuing.
Yep.
I go up and down, but the core of my smokes is dead in the middle.
Yeah.
Chase flavor.
Yep.
Frank doesn't make it good.
Yeah. Like the Yinzer, to me, it's a very flavorful cigar, but it's a mild cigar. It's not my jam. I had to roll one, but flavor is there. I mean,
But there's a market for it, right? That's your point.
Right.
Like, just because it's not your favorite doesn't mean it's not my favorite. Or
correct. Like I gotta roll a Connecticut, and I gotta roll it. For some reason, I gotta roll a 6x60 something because
no, that's for Pat right there.
Because the masses is asking for it, and I'm like,
keep all those gorilla
I'm in that
arms,
mass
man.
as much as I respect the classic Toros, and I smoke a ton of them. I just love a properly made Gordo because of the smoothness it does with the extra filler sometimes.
Yeah.
It's that like it started just because I have big hands. So when I first started smoking Gordos, it had nothing to do with flavor. But the more I smoked them, I started realizing that difference. And I'm still a sucker for a 660, right?
Yeah.
It's just too big.
I like the short
Yeah.
Gordos.
Yeah, I like the short Gordos too.
Gorditos or whatever, depending on what you want to call them. It's about 14 names for short Gordo.
But are those 60 ring gauge still, or they go down in ring gauge?
They're,
They go
they're
down.
Some of them,
traditional Gorditos, like a
60.
4.5, 60-ish in that ballpark. So it's still the same gauge, it's just shorter.
Yeah, 58 and 60. There's really no
About the
no
same.
difference.
Yeah, it's hard to distinguish for sure if you're smoking 58 or 60.
I'm telling you, the factories hate rolling big cigars.
Oh, do
I
they
have heard
really?
that.
Yeah,
I've heard that.
if you go to a factory, most of them are smoking like petite Coronas or
Coronas, yeah.
It's about flavor first for them, and they don't like real strong cigars. They like medium,
Yep.
medium, mild to medium.
I don't
Yep.
remember. Hey, Delia, that's Dell's wife there from the Mobile Lounge. I can't remember.
Delia?
Oh, nope, now I do. Ian Reith, he was telling us that the bigger, stronger effect is very strongly American and African, that the rest of the world doesn't really care.
Correct.
That's kind of anomaly for our two
Yeah,
areas.
Ian was talking about 70 ring gauges and things like that for the
He
African
took the
market
regular sizes
because
of Africa, and the rep was like, I can't sell this there. They want big. So
Yeah, right. I was
You know?
in what was that? Kentucky. I was in. Yeah, I was in Kentucky, and I went to all these lounges, and I did not see nothing less than a 58 ring gauge. And I was like, oh yeah, they're not a good candidate for my cigars at all.
I mean, I like a Gordo, but I like a Petit Corona and a Robusto just like everybody else. I look at it as, yes, there's flavor differences and profile differences and blending and that whole aspect, but it's also tobacco equals time too. So
Yeah,
I don't have time to smoke a 2-hour Gordo every time I smoke a cigar.
yeah.
So you need the other selections to go to,
you don't have a 60 ring gauge now, do you, Tony?
No, I'm working on one.
Nah, keep it.
I'll take it.
I'm
I'll
working
take it
on
all,
one.
Ted. You don't get any. Sorry.
I'm sure I'll like it, but like I said, it's just not my favorite size.
I mean, you've had several Gordos that we've smoked together that you've liked the flavor and just said, I like the flavor, but I'm not going to choose this again because it's not my size. And that's okay too.
I find that every time I smoke one, whether it was in a club pack or in a pack of pickup somewhere, and maybe it's a Gordo and a brand I normally smoke, I do enjoy it. It does smoke different, whether it be, one they smoke cooler. They smoke cooler.
Yep.
And sometimes I get a little more sweetness out of them. There's a brand, I won't say the name, but there's one I actually kind of prefer the Gordo on that because it tends to come across way more sweet and less bold.
Yep.
And I'm looking for the sweetness in that line, and you don't always get it in the smaller bottles.
The
Definitely softens them up the bigger ring gauge you go.
the one that's popping in my head to bring up another brand is Dunbarton's Red Meat Lovers. It's a very easy to explain. It's technically the same blend, but I prefer the Gordo size because it's got the flavors smoother. Where Chad kind of likes the middle one. Justin and Ryan, I forget the names, and I don't want to spit it out, but because they
Beef
have
stick,
related names.
ribeye, porterhouse, and
filet mignon. That's
filet. Yep.
So, but Justin kind of leans towards the small one because there's more
Beef
wrappers,
stick.
got more of a punch or beef stick.
Yeah.
So, same blend, but the Gordo tends to smooth it out a little bit.
You don't always want to be punched in the mouth. You want the flavor.
Exactly. Justin wants to burn his face off. I want to taste the flavor.
Yeah,
like I said, so I got to keep talking crap about him.
Like I said before, the way I blend, it's flavor first, and then I'll go with the strength afterward.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan says ribeye. Yep.
Yeah.
because we
Yeah.
and it actually wasn't technically on purpose. It just kind of happened when we pulled it on the show, and each one of us smoked a different size, and we discussed it on the show, and that's kind of when it realized, like, oh, the difference is here. So just a good example.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That's
but on the show, I had the one that I probably shouldn't have. I had the beef stick,
Yep.
and I prefer the ribeye or the fillet
Yep. And
for reference.
different fatolas make the cigar taste totally different. It could be the
Oh
same.
yeah, for
I mean,
sure.
you saw the Dirty Bird and then that petite Dirty Bird. It was
bro, man, God, Carol's lucky that she won that whole pack of those things because that is
And she
my
won a 20 bundle.
yeah.
My,
That's not even on the market yet.
that's just Tony.
That's what we primed the palate with tonight.
I usually smoke petite Coronas and the short Robustos solely based on time. Like if I know I don't have time, so that's my preference. But there's only a couple that I'll go smoke specifically because I like how it tastes in that size. And whenever you put that on the market, if you put it on the market, that will end up in that list. So I like the way that it come out in that size.
Yeah, it'll be on the market. It was actually blended because my dad wanted. He loved that cigar, but he wanted the smaller size to where he can smoke it in 30 minutes or so.
Yeah.
And
You
I
gave me
gotta,
one at the show, Tony, and I haven't smoked it yet. It's still in my box, but I'll get to it here shortly and let you know what I think.
yeah,
Speaking of, you're going to be in Michigan at some point. You need to hit me up. I sent you a message.
yeah, definitely. I will.
Let me know where it's going to be because I'd like to make it up.
Yeah, definitely.
Chad, I gotta ask you something.
But
I don't know if reaction I just had. So I told you how this cigar, that creaminess was coming down, and Joe referenced the flavors coming together. The last couple puffs, that cedar just turned into like a campfire charred cedar for me.
yeah, I
Like,
think that's more what Joe's talking about. Like I'm getting that too, where the flavor has kind of turned to a little bit more of a charred
and that's what I was going to ask
note.
if Joe, if that's what you get, because it's not the like ashy smoke. It's like that good charred.
That'd be a good descriptor. I couldn't pinpoint exactly that, but yeah, I did notice along with that molasses, something does.
Well, I think to your point, Joe, all the flavors are kind of turned into a more charred, flavor, which is
I like
it's
it a lot.
a good char, not a bad char.
That's what I learned from working with my buddies with Casa de Sueños is the last third of the stick, make it a grand finale. Make it something that they
Yeah.
remember.
Yep.
It's kind of, even if you're just, and we do this on this show, fan came off clean, no issues.
Yeah, I took mine off a second ago.
It's a pet peeve of mine, and I know you can't always prevent it, but when you have it, I'm gonna throw the kudos out there. But it's, you have one of two ways. If you have cigars that are just purely linear and it's good, great. It tastes the same from start to finish. I like the ones that have a transition, so it gives you something different. But the ones that just kind of suck is when you have one that tapers the wrong way at the end.
Yeah.
So much of your flavor up front. You've been smoking for an hour, your palate's overloaded with smoke and whatever essence you're getting, and then it tapers the wrong way. And if you back off too much after your senses have been powered up, then you can't taste anything, and then it's going to put in your head, man, I don't like how the cigar finished, and you may not want to smoke it again because you think it's crap, and it's not. It's just kind of blended backwards.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that kind of watch out for. So I prefer the way that you do it, when you make sure that it either stays the same or it progresses.
Right.
You're very careful about making sure that it doesn't downgrade at the end. Either way, that depending on how you're blending it, either way, it doesn't downgrade.
Yeah. Like I said, I want to give somebody something to remember once they get to the end of it, because they're gonna say, "Wow!" Like when you go to the 4th of July, you see the grand finale, and you're like, "Wow, that was fantastic!"
Right.
So that's what
and you end that thought like, it's over.
Yeah. Yeah,
Come
that's
on.
so that's what I shoot for.
Chad, are you getting the little bit of cinnamon or baking spice right there? It just lingers around on the palate.
On my tongue, it's weird that you say that.
Yep.
Yeah, I've been
Oh,
Little
something
tingly.
is
Like little
sticking
tingly.
to my tongue. Yep.
Yeah.
Like yeah, cinnamon's a good reference, I think. Baking spice.
I recognize the tingle, but I couldn't specify what it is, but it's definitely there.
Allspice.
I could probably
Almost like
work.
big red gum. It's got that artificial cinnamon flavor.
Yep.
Of course, it didn't last very long. That was 25-cent pack of gum.
Yeah.
Yep.
You chew the whole pack in about an hour. But
It's like it's not the same anymore, but the original dentine before they started putting the little pressure packs, the old like basic rectangular red ones that had that little cinnamon.
The stick.
Yeah, the stick.
Yeah. The worst was Fruit Stripe, man. It's the best gum in the world, but it only lasts for
3
12
seconds.
seconds.
yeah.
It's the best flavor ever for 12 seconds.
Yep.
Right. Just
Uh,
works
Fruit
for the
Stripe
kid.
gum.
I'm
for
still a kid
sure.
at heart, so it still works for me. I just got to get a whole pack at a time.
Was it pairing well with that Deanston all the way through? Have you
Man.
used it in a bit?
I haven't hit it as much as I thought I would because the cigar is too damn good. It does, because that oakiness coming out of the Deanston Virgin Oak is working fantastic with
I'd say next time you sit down with it, try sherry scotch.
Okay.
Yeah,
I have any left.
They stir it up really nice.
Yeah,
Have
you
to
got
make a trip to the store.
I know, because I think the only 3 scotches I have left, Deanston, I have some Monkey Shoulder, which is a stronger pepper hit, and then Grant's Triple Wood, which is it is a very cheap scotch, but I get it because it is just smooth wood tones, nothing else. So it's kind of a generic pairing. I think that's
What is
only
it called?
Grant's.
We ever had that?
Never.
I know for a fact that Specs has it.
That's what we always try to find something that's different and it ain't gonna break the bank.
So without going too far and pissing off YouTube, what I can tell you is that you can get a handle size of Grants for the price that you can get fifths and other brands. So correlate that price. So it is cheaper, but it's a very simple linear scotch. But if you're wanting to pair without letting the scotch overpower, so it definitely works good on the cigars that are not strong. So you don't want your pairing to overpower the cigar. It works great for those. So I keep it around for cases like that. I pull one out and it smells like it's going to be a more calmer, cleaner cigar. It's a great.
Yeah.
And it's very, very friendly on the wallet. So
Which most scotch is not anymore.
correct. My favorite Scott. Wow, whatever word that was.
Cigar.
And you
Scotch. Cigar scotch.
he used to could and his favorite cigars.
Hey, unofficial slogan of Hollow Down. Words are hard. But Chivas Regal was my favorite scotch for a long time, and I think Deanston took that spot over because I keep going back to it when I run out. So
Well, I introduce that to everybody is if they're bourbon guys and they think they don't like scotch, I said this will be a really good transition for you because it's aged exclusively in former bourbon barrels. You pick up those vanillas, you get to taste the scotch, the barley, and those kinds of things.
You actually get the flavors of it. It's not just it's not just burning your palate out. You can actually taste what's going on.
I think I passed you, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up passing Joe.
Man,
I don't know how you did that because he was way ahead of all of us.
we got him talking finally. That's how.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And hey, I gotta say, he's got a UA shirt on. I got a UA shirt on, so we're matching halfway. Good stuff.
I figured yours was. I recognize that one.
Yep. Man, this is. I know we don't have enough live show time to finish smoking this cigar. I'm still gonna finish smoking this cigar. I'm not putting this sucker down, but this is We'll talk about y'all are watching, we will, once we get off the show, we'll discuss our actual points on the rating. So on the re-air, we'll have our screenshot at the end on where we put on numbers. But um, either way, y'all have heard us talk about the flavor. It's definitely one that I think y'all should get. And we are picky about when we review a cigar with the blender on the show because we want y'all to feel like we're being honest. There's only a couple people we do this with, and Tony's one of those people because our friendship, he knows we're going to be dead honest regardless.
Yeah.
We feel comfortable doing that with him on the show, which is why we're doing it again with him. But definitely one I think y'all should try out, especially if you like that elegant Salomon look. It's not a big bulbous Salomon, but it still has that elegance, that appearance to it. And the transitions have been fantastic. They're not overpowering. They're very clean, smooth transitions, getting the flavor differences. I'm a big fan. And of course, it's blind smoke for both me and Chad, doing that on purpose. So this is our first experience with it. And I know I have at least one more because you had in the NFG pack, but I will. So far, everything I've smoked years, I've unfortunately had to put on a list that I'm gonna have to get some more of at some point. So
I appreciate that.
If I could add one thing about this cigar, it's one I think you benefit sitting down and taking your time with.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is so nuanced and complex, and there's so many flavors that if you're a lot of the cigars we smoke are at the lounge with the guys, and I'm a little bit intentional about what I choose to smoke while I'm there.
Yeah, fair.
It's more about the camaraderie, just the act of smoking, and we're throwing darts, we're playing dominoes, we're drinking, we're cutting up.
Tell lies.
Yeah, but a sport like this, where you're just sitting down and relaxing and enjoying it, or on your own back porch by yourself.
Yep.
You're fortunate enough to smoke in your house, which
like some guys will do this, but I almost exclusively refuse to smoke. I'll just use the unicorn term. I don't care what brand you're talking about. Like whatever your unicorn is, your special, your the ones
high mark stuff.
Your high mark stuff. I'm usually not going to smoke in a social setting where I'm not paying attention to it.
Absolutely.
Right. Some guys do. I just, I want to be able to do that if it's just a couple of us sitting at the house and we're relaxing as friends. I'm not out in a social setting, or I'm at the house by myself where I can actually take in that cigar. And I agree with you. This would be one that I would, put in a setting where you can actually sit back, relax, and thoroughly enjoy it to get everything out of it that it's putting down.
Yeah, like I like to when I'm outside in the yard, I smoke cigars all the time, like doing yard work or whatever. But I would never smoke this cigar doing yard work. It'd be a waste.
Yeah, definitely not going to make
a waste of a good cigar.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Facts. Well, gents, I guess we'll wrap this up for the live portion. Sorry, guys watching. We're going to cut y'all guys off, and we'll sit here and finish the cigar and keep talking for a little bit. But Tony, first of all, thanks for coming back again.
It's always a pleasure.
And you're definitely one that cycles through periodically as our personal friendships have grown. We definitely appreciate that as well. I know I do, and I'll speak for the other guys. I know they do as well. And great meeting you. I very well may be able to. Thank you, Ryan. Great show. Appreciate that. Joe, I may be able to meet you in the future. I'm only 3.5 hours from you, depending on where you're actually at. But this last year, as everybody knows, I haven't been able to get over there much, but I'll be back to normal schedule. I kind of get over there periodically. So maybe meet you in person with Tony. And but thank you for coming on while cigar named after you. It's kind of cool to do, It's not something that gets to happen very often.
Yeah. Xavier says, "Have a good night. So glad to meet you, Tony. Love your stogies."
Oh man, thank you. I appreciate you.
Yep. Appreciate the love, the explanation of the cigars, everything that you've talked about with us. And I'll say it formally. If y'all don't know Steel City, go find him. He's getting out there more and more places frequently, so you should not have any issue finding them, no matter where you want to search. A lot of locals and a lot of online, so you got a lot of options to pick from without us having to spitfire one.
Tony, you got a website that people can go to find distributors?
Yeah. Okay. It's SteelCityCigarCompany.com.
Okay.
There's a place where they can message me if they can't find it.
Okay, good.
I'll take
Everybody
care
out
of it.
there? Yep.
And I agree with Justin's comment down here. We'll plan a meetup at Latitude. So
That's fantastic.
several of us that are in a region close enough, I'm sure we can pull that off. So, and again, recommend this cigar highly. You'll when we do the re-air, you'll see our official rating on it once we get off and formulate that. But for the sake of the conversation show, damn good cigar. Y'all have heard us talk about it, so I'm not going to rehash for another 10 minutes. But great cigar. Another good one from you, Tony. We appreciate it. And another good conversation. I appreciate when we get time to do this with each other. So it's very doable. And all of y'all out there, thank y'all for hanging out with us. All the comments, we enjoy it thoroughly. Get to communicate with you guys as we go. It's been a fun time. But we got to go back to adulting. So y'all know the drill. Till next time, stay safe and hollow down.
There you go.